archaeologists are digging things up and finding things that previously had their existence, you may say, only in the Holy Book. But now they have their existence in archaeology, right, in history. They're being anchored in fact. I think you used the phrase last night, very poignant. It is no longer simply a matter of faith, but it is now also a matter of fact. So let's talk about some matters of fact. Let's talk about the palace of David and the Davidian dynasty of kings. Your office was located on a site, and the people in the office were approached by a scholar, Elliot Mazar, that's right, at the Hebrew University, if I'm correct. Talk about what she said and what was the basis of her conclusions.
So 2005, she comes into our offices and says to us, "You need to move your visitor center." We ask her why. She says, "Beneath your feet, you will find the palace of King David." Now, it's one of those awkward moments. What do you even say to that? So we said, "Dr. Mazar, people have been digging here for the last 150 years. No one's ever said that before. What makes you so certain this is the spot?" So first, she says very simply, the city of David is a city on a hill. If you're going to have a city on a hill, what part of the hill will you have your palace? Well, it'll be the top of the hill. So we said, "Dr. Mazar, with all due respect, maybe 3,000 years ago in the time of David, maybe people built their palaces in the middle of the hill, maybe at the bottom of the hill. We're not going to move our visitor center just because for you to be queen today, you would build your palace right here. What else do you have to support your theory?" So she shows us something found about 60 years prior on the slope of the hill that the palace would have sat atop. And she says that this royal Phoenician capital, a capital would have stood atop an ancient column or pillar. Think about like the White House or the Supreme Court. You have these columns. And the Phoenicia is modern day Lebanon. And she says this royal Phoenician capital proves that where we're standing is the location of King David's palace. So we said, "Dr. Mazar, what on earth does a royal Phoenician capital have to do with David and where he built his palace?" So Dr. Mazar said, "Well, if you knew the Bible, like I know the Bible, you would not ask questions like that." So, well, clearly we don't. Help us out. And she said, if you look in 2 Samuel chapter 5, verse 11, it says, "King Hiram of Tyre sent envoys to David with cedar logs, carpenters, and stonemasons, and they built a palace for David."